Howdy there, I'm on a hike in the woods here and thought that I would tell another of my travel tales. And so this one's going to be about Turkey. I spent 3 weeks in Turkey in the fall of 2009. This was after my trip to Greece for 3 months and then Egypt for 3 weeks. And then hopped over to Turkey with my girlfriend Deanna, who I'd met in Greece when I was hopping around the Greek islands. She was from Athens. So first, of course, we flew into Istanbul, which is an amazing city. Spent several days there, had a really awesome time. Here's a little look of the Bosphorus Sea. I'm now in Istanbul, Turkey, with Deanna on the what is known as the Bosphorus, which is not the name of this mosque we're looking at. This is a mosque of some sort, but over here, this body of water is called the Bosphorus, and it's what connects the Black Sea with the Aegean Sea. From there we flew south to the southern coast of Turkey, where we rented a car and went and visited some really amazing ancient ruins. I'm at the ancient ruins of Tiramisos in southern Turkey, near the city of Antalya. This here is the theater, as you can see quite clearly here. These are the ruins of Talas in southern Turkey. In quite a dramatic setting. Now that last one was apparently a Greek settlement. Now the reason that we know that is because my girlfriend Deanna is from Greece, and we found some kind of a stone carving that had letters on it, which she could read because, well, obviously she speaks Greek. Even though it was, you know, who knows how old, perhaps a couple thousand years old, the writing was still almost the same, and so she was able to read what it said on there. So from southern Turkey we drove north up to an area called Pamukkale. Pamukkale is a very fascinating spot. It's a region of natural hot springs, and the result of the hot springs is that minerals come up through the water and calcify on the ground, and so the entire region is covered in white. So check out this video. This is not snow, this is solid minerals. This area is known as Pamukkale in western central Turkey, and it's a area of geologic, I don't know what you'd say, but geologic oddity. Hot water comes out of the ground and then it creates all these pools and everything. The substance is known as travertine. From Pamukkale, then we headed back down to Antalya, then caught another flight to Cappadocia. So Cappadocia is absolutely one of the most amazing places in the world, that I've seen anyway. It's an area of very strange geologic phenomenon, of all of these strange things sticking up out of the ground. They call them fairy chimneys, and there are all kinds of different weird kind of shapes scattered throughout dozens of square miles. And the especially fascinating thing about it is that this area was occupied by people for thousands of years. So there's caves carved into many of these weird-looking fairy chimneys. There's whole villages carved into cliffs. There's even entire cities that were built completely underground because this area was part of the Silk Road, and it was plagued by wars, and so people went underground. So Deanna and I drove into town and started looking around for a room, and ended up finding a room in a hotel of sorts, you could call it, in which they had converted ancient caves into little hotel rooms. So here's a photo of our hotel room. Now, the morning after we'd arrived, I happened to wake up early in the morning, 5 or 6 in the morning before sunrise. And I wasn't really ready to greet the day, but there I was awake, so I thought, well, I'll just head out and let Deanna keep sleeping and see what I come across. So I head out of our hotel room, go following this trail, end up on top of this plateau, and here's the scene I came across. It's a early morning in December. Behind me is the little town of Goreme, which is sort of the tourist central for this whole region, which just has all these crazy landscapes. As hopefully you can see there behind me, the popular thing to do here is hop in a balloon and float over the countryside in it. Something that I can't really afford, but I'm pretty stoked just to get some pictures and sit here and watch the scene. So. And here's a look at some of the so-called fairy chimneys. Just all through this area for miles and miles is all this weird geological phenomenon. Hey!
Hey, hi!
Now there's one area that you actually have to pay to go inside. Most of these, cave dwellings and everything are just free off the road. You just park somewhere and start hiking and come across all this cool stuff. But one area was monasteries, a cluster of fairy chimneys that were turned into monasteries during the Byzantine era. And there are some absolutely phenomenal Christian murals inside some of them. Here's a look at them. And here I'm doing a bit of exploring at one of the amazing cliff dwellings. Check this out. So this whole cliff is just carved with, probably some of it was natural caves, which they then carved out further. But obviously they did a lot of work on it themselves. It's like the front of a something that was probably more than just a living space, like a church of some kind. And then down there is the modern town of Cappadocia. And finally, here we are at the incredible underground city of Derinkuyu. Derinkuyu could house up to 50,000 people and consisted of 12 stories of a labyrinthine maze of tunnels and rooms and stairwells and everything, including rooms such as a church. You can't explore the entire thing, they've only excavated part of it, but here we are exploring the part of it that you can see. This is a living area here in the underground city. Living room, it says. Whoa. So that wraps up my little tour of Turkey. I'll go ahead and throw a couple more photos on the end of this video here. So if you're looking for a few travel tips and tricks, check out my book, Gabe's Guide to Budget Travel. The link's down below the video here. It's packed with travel info from my 20+ years of traveling. So thanks a lot for watching and take care. All right, now where the hell am I?